Assalamu alaikum everyone. You are watching Smart English Learning. Today is the second day of English Learning Challenge. When you meet people, how do you start your conversation? By introducing yourself? Exactly. Self-introduction explains who you are, what you do, and what others need to know about you. You should provide self-introduction anytime you meet someone new or you don't have third person to introduce you. So today I will discuss it in detail and in a very simple way that how to introduce yourself in English. It will improve your ability to speak like a native English speaker. So are you ready? Let's start. As English learner, most important thing is that you must do learn how to introduce yourself in English. Today I will share the best method for introducing yourself in English. Let's look at this method together. This is a pie chart which is divided into three parts. Part 1 is life. This is where you talk about who are you and where are you from. Part 2 is about hobbies. This is where you talk about your hobbies and reason why you choose it. Part 3 is dream. Here you can describe your dreams about the future. Let's go into more detail. This is the proper sequence to introduce yourself. We will break down each individual part. Let's start with part 1. Part 1 is life. For this part, we will select 3 of the 5 W's: who, where and what. I will take a short piece of information for each of W's. For who you can say your name, for where you can say where do you live, and for what you can say your character and personality. So look at an example of part 1. I am Ryan. I am from Pakistan. I am very humble and optimistic person. So this is very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 1. Let's move to part 2. Now part 2 is hobby. For this part, I will also select 3 of the 5 W's. For what you can say your hobby, for why you can say the main reason for choosing that hobby, when you usually do that hobby. Now same as part 1, I will take short information for each of these W's. Let's look at an example for part 2. My hobby is playing football. I am big fan of football since childhood. When I get free time, I play football. Now this is how part 2 would sound. This is also very clear way of introducing yourself for part 2. Finally, let's jump into part 3. Part 3 is dream. For this part, I will once again select 3 of 5 W's. For what, I will say our dream, when we want to reach, and for why we choose that dream. Now I will take a short piece of information for each of these 5 W's. So now let's look at an example for part 3. My dream is to become a doctor. Once I complete my whole medical courses, I would be looking to practice in a well-reputed hospital to perfect my job. I want to help others who can't afford high-budget treatments. This is also a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 3. Now we have to look at each part in detail. Let's see the entire self-introduction. I am Ryan. I am from Pakistan. I am very humble and optimistic person. My hobby is playing football. I am a big fan of football since childhood. My dream is to become a doctor. Once I complete my whole medical courses, I would be looking to practice in a well-reputed hospital to perfect my job. I want to help others who can't afford high-budget treatments. Now it is a good English introduction. Hope you like it. Thank you.